There are lines in life a man can forgive, and there are lines that, once crossed, must never be tolerated. Sadly, too many men blur those lines. They tell themselves it's compromise. They convince themselves it's keeping the peace. They even wrap it up in the word love. But the truth is far less noble. It isn't compromise, it isn't peace, and it certainly isn't love, it's surrender. The moment you tolerate certain behaviors, you silently teach her that it is acceptable, that she can do it again and again without consequence. And believe this, she will. It starts with the small things, flirting with other men in front of you just to provoke a reaction, mocking you in public under the disguise of humor, withholding affection as a weapon, or repeatedly pushing your boundaries just to see if you'll snap. At first, you think it's harmless. You tell yourself, that's just how women are. But it isn't. It's not harmless, it's a test. And every time you fail that test, you lose something valuable: her respect, your dignity, and eventually, your sense of self. If you want to understand what destroys a man's worth in a relationship, you must recognize the behaviors that no man with self-respect should ever tolerate. Because once you see them for what they are, you will never look at relationships the same way again. 1. Flirting with other men to get a reaction. A man of dignity doesn't excuse this. He doesn't laugh it off, he doesn't make excuses, and he certainly doesn't pretend it's harmless. Because it isn't. When a woman openly flirts with other men in front of you, especially to provoke jealousy, she is sending a message. It's not about being friendly, it's about testing you. She laughs too loudly at his jokes, touches his arm a little too long, glances at him just enough for you to notice. And then she looks at you, not because she's oblivious, but because she wants to see what you'll do. Most men fail here. They either explode in insecurity, causing a scene, or they go silent, pretending not to care while burning inside. Both reactions tell her the same thing: she controls your emotions. A stoic man doesn't play that game. He remains calm, centered, and unshaken. His response is clear and firm: if you want to act single, then be single. But I will not share my life with someone who disrespects me. No yelling. No theatrics. Just clarity. And paradoxically, the calmer you are, the more powerful your boundary becomes. 2. Weaponizing tears to avoid accountability. Too many men fall for this ancient trick. She crosses a line, lies, or disrespects you. You call her out calmly. Instead of taking responsibility, the tears flow, the voice trembles, and suddenly, you're apologizing for daring to hold her accountable. Real pain deserves empathy, but manipulation deserves none. A stoic man doesn't allow tears to erase the truth. He stays grounded, keeps the focus on the issue, and refuses to let the conversation be hijacked. Accountability must remain intact, or respect will vanish. 3. Public disrespect disguised as jokes. It often starts small, mocking your job, your habits, or your appearance in front of others. When you look hurt, she shrugs. Relax, it's just a joke. But it's never just a joke. It's another test. Women don't publicly humiliate men they respect. Each time you laugh it off, you silently grant permission for the disrespect to grow. A stoic man sets the line immediately: don't joke about me like that in public. If there's something to say, we'll talk privately. Calm, clear, and firm. 4. Using love as leverage. If you loved me, you'd do this. Or silent treatments, withholding affection until you comply. This isn't love, it's control. Men who tolerate this become emotional hostages, chasing affection like a prize. Real love is not conditional, and a man of worth makes this clear: withholding affection to control me is not love. It's manipulation. I won't live like that. 5. Belittling your goals and passions. If she mocks your ambitions, your dreams, or your hobbies, she is showing contempt. Your goals are not optional. They are the foundation of your purpose. A stoic man will never abandon his mission to make a woman comfortable. Respect for your drive is non-negotiable. 6. Testing boundaries to see if you'll break. It begins with small slights, showing up late, dismissing your opinions, ignoring your voice. If you let it slide, she learns your boundaries are negotiable. Over time, disrespect escalates. A stoic man enforces his limits calmly and consistently, proving he will not bend just to avoid conflict. 7. threatening to leave to get her way. Maybe we shouldn't be together. If you don't do this, I'm done. This is emotional blackmail. Men who tolerate it end up living in fear. A Stoic man calls the bluff with calm dignity. If you want to go, go. I won't be manipulated. 8. Withholding affection as control. Perhaps the most insidious tactic. Affection disappears not because she's genuinely distant, but because she wants compliance. Real love isn't transactional. A Stoic man doesn't beg or chase. He makes it clear, if you're upset, we can talk. But affection is not a bargaining chip. At the core, all these behaviors share one truth. They are not about love, they are about control, tests, and manipulation. And every time a man tolerates them, he chips away at his own worth. A Stoic man doesn't scream, beg, or bargain. He sets boundaries. He enforces them with calm strength. And if they're crossed, he walks, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Because at the end of the day, love without respect is not love at all.